Hello. Ugh, once again, this is gonna drive me nuts. This one's good. This one is not. I don't know why I can't do two headphones. Let's see. Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe so. Is anybody there? There is not. So you can't. I can't. What is this? Mute. Hmm. I hope you can hear me. My affected ear from the stroke, I have a hard time having a headphone in it unless I'm doing like hearing somebody talk. Oh, there's a person. Yay. Can you tell me if you can hear me? Can you do a little like if you can hear me? That would be very helpful. You can see and hear. Perfect. Thank you, Brian. You're the only one here. We can have a whole little chat. Um, there we go. So honestly, I just came on here today because I feel like the world feels a little crazy and a little heavy. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way. And if the only thing I can do is some mood control for people to help them feel a little bit better, then I want to do that. Um, Hello. I know I haven't been on here in a long time. Um, Usually I'm live on Facebook, but Facebook hates me lately and they don't show my content to everyone, but they also completely demonetized me as well. So, yeah. Hello. How are you guys? I just feel today like it's a beautiful day where I live, and I woke up just feeling like I need to connect today and I need to um, participate with the collective consciousness um, to, I guess, help, but also just to make it better a little bit for people. Um, Hello. Oh, you're good. Yay, that's good. Yeah, I probably should kind of switch over to YouTube. I have a hard time that it flips me. So I really notice my stroke side. I don't know why, but I just do. Um, it's weird looking at yourself how other people see you. But yeah. Um, I don't know. I've been very introspective today, and I feel like yesterday maybe as well, feeling like I don't know, not a sense of doom, but just a sense of like I don't recognize the energy that is flowing right now from the world. Um, and it's a strange feeling for somebody like me. Um, It just feels like almost like I'm forgetting something all of the time, even though I know I'm not. Uh, but does that make sense? Do you guys understand at all what I'm trying to say? What do you think? I can hear my dog. I probably should have opened the door. Let me make sure I'm not, I don't think I can. But yeah, I feel like a little mood control could help. If you don't know what I mean by mood control, it's something I do. I call it mood control, even though it's more like an energy cleanse, where through tuning into me, um, my guides and sort of my higher self can affect you in the way that it sort of cleanses your energy and gives you a little bit of a break from the things you're struggling with. Does that make sense? And yesterday I thought it was a me problem. Like I was actually texted my sister and said, "Oh, I want to quit what I do. I want to, I don't know, work at a coffee shop or go back to mental health and addictions." Like I just feel like I don't know, it's a lot of pressure that I don't know, I feel like I don't know how to explain it. I just felt almost like sad, um, because I wish I could help explain to the world that, all is not lost, that we know what we're doing and that it's going to be okay. But it's hard to always be like rainbows and unicorns. From Southern California, the world is weird and ethereal and a bit nihilistic. Yeah, I bet. Definitely a strange energy in the air. I know. It is strange. It's definitely, yeah, it feels like nothing I've ever felt in my how old am I? Oh, frick, I have no idea. 44? Is that how old I 43? 44? I don't know. I struggle with my age because of the amnesia I have. So for me, it's always March of 2020, and in March of 2020, I was like, when I 39, 40. So I just think I'm always 40. But I was born in 1981, so whatever that means, I'm in my 40s. This is a different energy than I've ever felt, and I almost feel a little bit fearful as a human, which is not helpful for anyone. Um, yeah, so I'm here for the mood control. I'm here to try and make it make sense or take your stress away for a little bit. Thank you for going live today. I have been feeling lots of heavy energy lately, and today down in LA. Yeah, oh, I know. I agree, except I'm not in California. Is this a prison planet? No, not at all. It is our school, one of many schools. Um, yeah, so no, it's not a prison at all in any way, shape, or form. The other side is our home. This is one of our schools. Yeah, it just, I don't know. What one does affects many. And I think we're like feeling a combination of just a whole bunch of crappy things happening successively. Is that the right word? Successively? And like at some point, there's got to be a straw that breaks the camel's back, right? I don't understand why suffering is the way we have to learn lessons. It's not necessarily. We learn lessons in a lot of different ways, um, but you don't understand, like, light and joy and love unless you feel the opposite sometimes. So it's yeah, no, we don't it's not just constant suffering. It's just not. Once in a while for a very, very old soul it is. So, somebody who's born sick and has a short life, that kind of thing, yes, that is continual suffering. They're more here to teach than they are to learn. I will answer questions if you guys have any. It's only 14 people. Did I post that I was going live? What do you think? Did I? I think I did. Well, I think I did. I'm so bad with tech that let's see. I think I have to go here to see. Yep, I did. I just can't see it. Yes, I did. Oh, good. Thanks, Leah. I never know if I'm doing stuff correctly. I just now found your post, Lahimi. Yay! Do you have any guesses on what the energy is about right now? Feels like something really bad is about to happen. Um, I don't know about bad, but it's definitely going to get worse before it gets better. So I guess that's bad. I don't know. It's almost like a collective. frustration, collective confusion, um, and a planet that's struggling to understand each other, like humankind who's struggling to understand um, any opinion other than their own. Hi, just wondering, have you ever sat with somebody as they were dying? Yes. People always wait until I get there to die. So that's a wonderful gift. And before I accepted my gifts, I didn't understand why. Now, obviously, I understand why because through me, they can feel the other side. Um, but yes, I have sat with quite a few people that were dying. Um, it seems like this is an evil realm, not at all. Sorry, Fleck, your thing is for Kelsey. What? Is it that he's president? I think it was 11:11 when I read that, like, how long I've been on. Can you explain what happens when someone is dying? Um, yes. So, there's a few different, I guess, like, ways of doing the dying process. Um, We don't have to sort of feel the moment of dying more than once or twice, like a couple of lives. You don't have to feel it every single life. Once you've learned what it feels like and how it is, you don't have to keep doing it. So occasionally the person stays in their body. That is especially true if they're completely conscious. Um, but for most people, so like most of the people that I have sat with while dying died of like cancer or like old age, Alzheimer's and stuff. Most of the time, their soul leaves their physical body before death. So let's just say somebody dying of cancer goes into unconsciousness a day or two before they die. Their soul will decide to come out of their body and be in the room to be with their loved ones, but not necessarily have to sort of suffer the pain or discomfort of the dying process. So, yeah, no matter what, it is peaceful once we even glimpse or get a little bit of a look at the other side. Um, I've tried to remove myself from the news, thinking that it would not be a good way to fall asleep. Didn't work. I've had a lousy night's sleep for at least a week. What? For at least a week. Any ideas? Yeah, I think it's the same for a lot of people. Um, I tried not well, in Canada, social media is not allowed to publish the news, so you actually actively have to search it out or go on cable, which I never do, so it's easier for me to avoid it. But yeah, I think taking breaks, if we can't change something or fix something, why continuously worry about it? My niece ended her life. I'm so sorry. Is she in a better place? Yes. The other side is a better place. It's wonderful. It feels really good. And I can still close my eyes and envision it. And I promise that's where she is. Does a person go through a tunnel when they pass away to get to the other side? Sometimes people do, other times they don't. We get to manifest that. I don't watch the news yet. Yes, sleep schedule is way off it. Yes, I am really bad, I have realized, with my phone. Um, I have been avoiding the world by scrolling, like, TikTok and stuff, and it's very unhealthy, and I'm trying to stop, um, but sometimes it is nice just to completely, like, disengage. I need a choke. I can feel it. Go. So happy to hear about her being in a better place. Thank you. Yes, there is no bad place. I know religion would tell you otherwise, but there's no hell, there's no eternal punishment. That would be so backwards. Like, we live so many lives. How can you live lives if every mistake you make or every like cardinal sin you do puts you in eternal hell? How do I ensure I never come back to earth? We have a choice of what we want and what we want to do. Are our higher selves enjoying all of this like humans enjoy roller coasters? You know, they look at us with love, but they don't laugh at our pain, if that makes sense. So I don't know about enjoying, empathizing, and understanding because they can see the past, present, and future. So that they're not stuck in this moment like we are. I just want to rest in peace forever. Eventually, you will, but I promise, especially for people that want to not do it again, you 100% will want to when you get there because you'll be like, wow, I learned so much. Wow, all of that suffering, all of that pain, all of that discomfort really helped my soul. Hey, look at that. There's 29 people. That's pretty good. Guys, make sure you're subscribed to all my things. I don't know if you can share here. I don't think you can. But yeah, subscribe. Click the little there is a something. What is it? Is there something? Is it a bell? I don't actually know. What do you think about the people who said people must say Jesus is the only way to go to heaven? I think if that's where your faith lies, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a told you so thing. There's no right or wrong way to be a human, even though sometimes I, as a human, disagree. There's no right or wrong way. Just because certain people believe that doesn't mean that has to be my reality. But having any type of faith is better than having no faith at all. Is this all the is this all the pain helped my soul unique to earth school? Are there other dimensions where we can learn without suffering? Yes. I've never really delved into it though. In your opinion, where do you think the other side is? Everywhere. Literally everywhere. Like right here, everywhere. I don't know how to explain it in a human way. When I was there, I could see everything here and I could touch it, but I also was in a different place. Hi, Gray. How are you? Early last week, I awoke to someone saying, I love you. I've gone through all those I know that have passed, but no name. What was that? It could honestly be your guides. If you are having a hard time or struggling, sometimes they will give you a little extra encouragement. Is it like another dimension of energy? Yes. I'm gonna choke. Yes, it is. It's a completely different energetic dimension, feels different. It's a lot it vibrates at a lot higher frequency than we do or Earth does. Are angels real? What about guardian angels? If so, what's the difference between the two? So, yes, angels are real. So, on the other side, there's God, which is everything. God is all things. Um, and there's angels that can take physical form for a brief period of time, like human form to pull somebody from a car to save their life or something like that. But they have not lived physical lives and they have like specialties or interests. So certain angels will deal with you know, the things that may or may not happen, like kind of the future path and what needs to happen and if certain things need to be prevented or something. Um, but yeah, they have like specialties. And then there's guides, and guides have lived infinite physical lives and now are kind of like teachers or guides. Really interesting. Thanks. Is our purpose to learn to how to manipulate energy, or are the lessons our purpose? The lessons are learning and teaching. That is what we're here for. Learning and teaching always. And that doesn't mean constant suffering. I learn just as much from unconditional love or self acceptance and kindness as I do from pain and um, trauma. Will you continue reading your book as an audiobook on YouTube? I should. I need to do an Audible thing because, yeah, I need to figure out how to do that because then it can be listened to all at once. Someone asked you about civil war in US and it scared me. Can you elaborate? I don't really want to. Everything's up in the air with the states right now because nothing's concrete yet. Free will exists, and yeah, sometimes I don't want to know. And I think that's fair. Um, I don't want to be anxious all the time from looking towards the future. Facebook sucks. Do live stream here. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Facebook doesn't like me anymore. I think because there's so many scammers pretending to be me that people accidentally report me, and then Facebook gets mad at me. Now that makes sense. Thank you. I've been asking my own guide to be present and help me towards my purpose. Oh, I love that. Do our guides find us funny or frustrating? Both. They don't really get frustrated. They just love us. Do we have a body on the other side? I did, but not the same as here. Like there was a lightness to me, no pain, no physical like discomfort or abnormalities or yeah, nothing I struggle with this physical body. Do bugs have souls? Not that I have seen. No. I'm not a huge bug person, so I'm kind of okay with that. Hey, there's 37 people. Look at that. Like maybe I should always just come here and do lives. I wish I could flip the screen though, but then you guys would get a weird look too, I think. If you haven't yet, you guys should get my book, At the Stroke of Eternity. Can you describe how you see the world different than people that are not mediums? Like how you see dead people? Can you describe it? Yeah. So I see energy. So and everything has energy. So when I go for a walk in the forest, I can feel the energy of the trees connecting together and that sort of stuff. When I look at a person, and sometimes I try not to. I used to really try not to. Now it doesn't bother me as much. But when I look at somebody, if I can see their eyes, I can see why they are the way they are, what they've done, how they've done it, what they're going to do. I can feel their energy. I don't read their minds, but if somebody's insides don't match their outsides, that is really hard for me. So if they're excessively cheery, talking a lot, but inside they are devastated or anxious or whatever, I can't make sense of the two, and it's very hard to respond to what people are showing me rather than what I feel from them. And I can understand a lot of the time a different level to each human, if that makes sense. With dead people, I have really good boundaries now and they respect those boundaries. So unless I am working, they don't really bother me. Most of the time. The other night, I actually had to take batteries out of something because they kept turning it on and it was freaking out my kids. So I had to take it down and take the batteries out. Um, so yeah, most of the time they're very respectful. And when I channel, they just look like people. They don't look how they died, like that Ghost Whisperer show, how they always showed up like bloody and awful and scary. They just look how they looked when they were alive. Have you seen a person's spirit leave their body when they were dying? Yes. And are you able to speak to their spirit? So I have not had anybody die since I accepted my gifts. So I assume I could speak to their spirit. It's a little harder for me to speak to my dead people than it is for me to speak to other people's dead people. But I'm assuming if the next person who dies, I will be able to see them and I will be able to see their soul leave their body just because, yeah, I'll probably also will know whether or not their soul is in their body. So, do guides have names? If not, how do you have names for your guides? Just curious. So, they don't necessarily care too much what you call them. You can name them whatever you want. It took me 6 months to get all three of my guides' names, and Gail and Jessica, I got their names. Peter, I made up his name because his name is super weird, like Ra or Ka or something weird. So I call him Peter. I really enjoyed it when you were reading your book on YouTube. I was able to read my book while gathering more meaning with your inflections. Oh, yeah, I probably should. I don't even remember when I stopped. Isn't it scary to see many people next to you that are dead? Nope. And how do you know they are dead and not alive if they look the same? Because I tune into the other side, so they look the same on the other side. They're not standing right next to me in the room. I used to need them to do that. I don't anymore, because I now can see the other side, so I just tune in there. Um, and it's not scary at all because they're not scary because I understand all of the connections now. I'm at work making jewelry. Ooh, cool. What kind of jewelry? When you connect with someone through their eyes, does it have to be video or is a photo equally effective? Either or. And I don't have to see your eyes. It just is a little bit easier. So Gail and Jessica were those their names when they had human lives. They explained it to me that usually the name they will give is one of their favorite names or their favorite lives because they have lived infinite lives and they are not the same person in every life, nor are they the same gender. How the other side looks. Do you see two realities overlaying? Hey, thanks for all the hearts, guys. I don't quite understand that question. Can you rephrase? Sometimes the aphasia just messes up my ability to understand a question. So just maybe retype it in different words and then I'll try and answer it. I love listening to NDEs. One thing I've noticed is lately is more NDEs saying there's going to be a rough transition period with huge wars and population die off. What is your gut feeling on this? Well, the population die off is already happening. COVID really stopped a lot of genetic lines from continuing. Um, and again, I don't really like to tune into those negative things because then I have to worry about them. But I do know, and they have told me it's going to get worse before it gets better. Um, we've never been better at fighting with ourselves. Can you connect to someone's energy through texting? Yeah. Do our guides communicate with the other people's guides and what's happening, if so? Yes. So when I do like a group, I prefer all the information to come through my guides from everybody else's guides. So all the other guides just stand there and then I talk to my guides. Hey, look at there's 39 people. Thanks, guys. Does it work here like other social media? Like, if you guys like it or heart it, does, um, it share it to more people? Because I know I don't have that many subscribers. I don't know anything how this works. Um, do guides change do guides change out? I think my guides probably have to take a break. Does everyone have 3 guides? So no, they don't change out. Your permanent guides are your permanent guides for your whole life, but there are infinite temporary guides that will come into your life to help with certain things. So, yeah, we have lots, but usually we have like 1 to 3 permanent guides, sometimes a few more if you're gonna have a huge life. You said you see dead people on the other side, so it's not scary. Do you see them like you see people that are alive? Is it the same? Ye Yes and no. It's not the same because they vibrate at a different frequency because they're on the other side. So it is easier to communicate with them and it's telepathic. So it's not as confusing. I don't have to interpret meaning behind their words. Is our external world a reflection of our internal world? Can we change reality by changing ourselves? Thank you. Yes, yes, and yes. Are you afraid of death? Um, I am not afraid of death or the dying process at all. I am a little bit afraid of leaving or dying before my kids can handle it. The statistics they gave to me in the hospital were not great. My 5-year survival rate, if you just went by the stroke, is like 14 to 24% or something. And I'm already at 3 years, so that's good. But I want my kids to be grown and I would love to see grandkids. So I'm not afraid of death or dying. It's the most peaceful, wonderful thing. But I am afraid of leaving before it's okay. Let's hit the like. Yes, please. Do you think we are going to shift to another reality in the near future? I don't think we can totally shift our reality. This is our reality, whether we like it or not. We are going to learn a lot. How are you doing these days? I know you've been through so much. I am good, uh, but I definitely struggle with low mood in the winter. And I'm a really strong empath, so the world feels overwhelming. Maybe that's the best word. Hey, look at that, 43 people. Thanks, guys. P.S. The NDEers say that things will be often awesome after the massive die-off. So that's the good news. I don't usually believe in prophecies, but I just couldn't ignore this shift in recent NDE messages. I have a hard time ever listening to NDEs. I don't even listen to my own um, interviews. Uh, I don't know. I don't know why. I also don't like watch people like me. I think I get very, like, self-depreciating or something like that. The algorithm rhythm is improved if people hit the like button, thumbs up, as well as making comments once the stream is over. Oh, yes. So please hit the like button and comment after it's done. Amber, have you been up to doing readings or are still doing circles? I've been doing both. So I don't do a lot of private readings because I only have energy to work like 1, maybe 2 days a week. And so if I do one private reading, only one person gets to see me. Whereas if I do a group of 11, 11 people get to see me and it makes a bigger impact for more people, if that makes sense. Can regular people without your gifts have daily dialogues with their guides? Yes, like normal, boring day to day. Yes, you can. Do you have a connection with Bigfoot? I don't have a connection, but I probably could see Bigfoot because I can see other dimensions. Thank you for everything you do for us. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for everything you do for me. The world feels heavy to me. Yes, I agree. Can the world's energy affect an empath without the empath even knowing about it? 150 million percent. Many blessings for a long, extended time close with your children. Yeah, I want to be here to see them grow up. And I know, like, in the grand scheme of our souls, that's maybe like selfish, but I don't know. Like, I think I've had enough crap. Do a lot of people keep coming to this earth or they prefer going to another planet to learn something else? We always want to come here. We love it. I don't know why sometimes. What about ETs? What about them? I don't know why I'm joking today. Have you asked your guys to stay long enough to see your grandkids? It's not up to them. It is up to me and my higher self and my life plan. And I don't know everything, like, and especially when it comes to myself, I'm really good giving other people psychic advice. But when it comes to myself, that's not how my gifts work. And so, yeah, it's me that makes that decision, my higher self. May you and your family live together for many years to come. Yes. Are ETs real? Yes. Why do elderly people seem more welcoming and friendly overall than younger people? Because they have learned a lot more than us and they understand kindness goes a long way. Not selfish, loving for all of you. Yeah, I just want to be here. And my everyday life is not easy, like physically. Having a brain injury is very hard. I am extremely tired, and every moment of every day, I am in pain, like physical pain because of the stroke. But I would choose this pain and this exhaustion 100 times over to be able to live this life. Um, and I think there's something to be said about sort of being grateful for the suffering because I now know that, like, existing and waking up every day is a gift, even when it's hard. Have you heard about Bashar and his messages? And if you have, what do you think about it? I have. People have mentioned Bashar to me. I have not gone and watched him, so I don't necessarily know. Why do you like this life? Because it's amazing, like actually amazing, even with a massive stroke and giant hole in my brain. What is your best description of God? A golden rainbow, loving light emanating from everything. I was told in several different readings that I've been here a great many times, which is why I have felt since I was a child that I was sort of older already. Tired thoughts on this concept. Yes, yes. Old souls definitely feel old from when they are super young. I was like a 80-year-old, 3-year-old. What is that? What are Pleiadians? I don't know what that is. Why is it a gift? This life? Because I get to wake up every day and choose what I want to do. I get to create and manifest the life I want. I get to know joy. I can feel the sun on my face. I can watch my kids develop and grow and become amazing humans. I can walk in a forest. I can listen to flowing water. I can connect with other humans on a deeper level than the average, I guess. I can see the good, the bad, and the ugly and still choose to have gratitude and love and joy. And I can also pout and be a big baby because I have that freedom. The world has changed so drastically. I think I've jumped to a terrible timeline when I was under extreme stress for a long period. I'm wondering if I can get back to a more amicable timeline. Yes, we can. I didn't find out I'm an empath until 2017 after a concussion. I was 57. I thought I was losing it. I have learned so much since then. Oh, I'm glad. Not about the concussion, but that you've figured it out. What is your next book? What will what what will your next book be about? Your guides promised you 4 books. Do you know about what? It's my fault that I have not done it. So I know there will be a book about, my first year as a medium. Uh, I think there will be a book that is poems and paintings, and then the next one I don't totally know, but it's going to be something people can sort of work with or through to figure themselves out. Oh, I see your healthy plants in the background. Yes, and look, they go. Oh, this way? Where is it? First. They just keep going. There's so many. Hopefully that didn't make you guys sick. Is it it is amazing how you help us communicate with our higher self in a very easy way to understand. Aw, thanks. Can you send the US some mood control? I'm trying. I am really trying. Do you have a friend you can talk to that really understands you? I have a sister, I think, that understands me. I don't often feel understood. So even if people try, um, I don't talk about this very much. Yeah. Hello. Does God's spirit know how it came into being? Yes. Do you see that more of humanity is experiencing telepathic communications with the animal kingdom? I've always enjoyed animals, but the communication with my dog is clearer than ever in this life. I don't know if it's more. I think it's more. There's more gifted people, and that maybe that's why. Does the other side enjoy food and drink? Yep, if they want to, but we don't have to eat or drink. I can relate to your brain injury. I have a relatively mild brain injury and no one understands it. Yeah. I have a hard time a lot of the time with people I know. Um, I feel like sometimes they don't understand it or empathize. My husband has a really hard time because in so many ways I'm still the same person, but in other ways I'm completely different. And you just never know which me you're gonna get. Does everyone have a life mission? Yes, our mission always is to learn and teach. Follow up, how did God's spirit come into being? That is not something I necessarily want to know. That's above my pay grade. I really struggle to be authentic. Please, can you tell something about authenticity and why people like me struggle being authentic and brave of who they are? Thank you. I think we're kind of a lot of the time sort of born into this life apologizing for our existence. And it's very hard not to. I don't set New Year's resolutions, but I did kind of resolve to try to be kinder to myself. And sometimes I'm good and other times I'm not. Obviously, yesterday I just wanted to quit everything and hide in a hidey hole until the end of time. Um, but I think not apologizing for who you are. You are exactly who and where and what you are supposed to be right now. Have you ever thought of attending a local IANS group? I don't know what that is. What is that? In what ways are you different? A lot of ways. I lost the ability to plan or process. I have long and short term memory loss. Uh, I sometimes have zero ability to control my emotional lability or monitor it. I can't feel the right side of my body, so I'm in pain all the time. I have a sound processing disorder, so if it's loud, no matter how loud you talk, I cannot understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. When I'm tired, I struggle much more with aphasia, so I can't talk. I can't hold conversations at nighttime. I get overwhelmed and anxious if I'm trying to plan a day or make a decision because I lost the ability to make decisions. I need a lot more, um, what's that word? Like encouragement that I am doing the right thing. Um, and sometimes I am a little bit like a child or childlike. Um, The ability loss of ability to plan and process, I think, is probably the hardest one because I am the default parent and I forget everything. Do your guides have advice on how to be patient with yourself? I consistently get frustrated with myself. Yes, take a breath, take a pause, and say, I am perfect just the way I am. And the fact that I'm feeling impatient with myself means I am challenging some of my beliefs or systems within myself, and I'm grateful for that. Can our future, present, and past selves influence each other's realities? Kind of, but not consciously. Like, it's more, if one life takes a really, really hard path, another life might choose an easier one than they had thought they would do. I hope you can find more community that understands you and can play in the same sandbox. Yeah, right? International Association for Near Death Studies, IANS. Basically, a bunch of people who have died, but you can discuss all kinds of spiritual topics there. You don't need to have survived an NDE. Oh, I should maybe check it out. Are you happy that you chose to come back? Yes, infinitely. There are local groups. Oh, maybe I should have a little wee look. I probably should go though. It's almost been an hour, and I know an hour is a long time to be live. Um, but I'm grateful for all of you. And I'm going to try to kind of shift a little bit to YouTube because, again, Facebook kind of hates me. And I know the States might be losing TikTok. Not that I don't really upload to TikTok because people are really, 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 really mean to me on there. So I don't deal well with it. But I'm grateful for all of you. Please subscribe to this channel and head and um, check out my book, check my other, what are they, social medias. All the links are in the description of this video. Take care of yourself, be patient and kind with yourself, and know that it's going to be okay, even though right now sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Bye.